Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Age of the Ring mod for Battle for Middle-earth 2: The Rise of the Witch King. I know it's been another week since another video has been come out, but unfortunately it's been a very busy week for me, and I have tried several times with several different games to get a video out for you all. Unfortunately, to no avail. Starting with Divide and Conquer, game kept crashing, then tried Mount and Blade. Then I forgot my OBS settings weren't right, so I didn't have any visual. Then I tried Shadow of Mordor. Game was too slow in video. So yeah, 1 week later, now we're doing the Rivendell overhaul. Well, not overhaul, overview. We're doing it on Southern Affiliate against a hard Dol Guldur AI. Let's see how the roles reverse, because I haven't really shown off much of Rivendell either. I remember I did the one video mentioning how the Rivendell orchards are above average when you give them all their perks. So we're going to get into all that now. And forgetting I'm already starting at 1,000, so going to be a difficult start. We're going to start with getting double orchard. I'm going to be getting this building eventually, called the Rivendell Library. So first off, Rivendell. Main strengths, very unique and very unique roster. A lot of cheap starting units and a lot of very powerful elite units. And probably some of the most unique units in the game. Main weaknesses is that you need 3 different buildings for all of your different troops. Each one for each strength of your units. So the Bree-Land encampment makes you Bree-Land and Hobbit units. Dunedain Gathering makes your Dunedain, quite obviously. And then there's the Rivendell Barracks, which allows you to make your elite Rivendell units. But again, they're all split off, unlike the Gondor Barracks, where you get your starting fiefdom troops, then your elite Anorian units. With Rivendell, it's a lot more simple to begin with, but it does become a bit more of a task to maintain everything. Well, let's just keep building more orchards. We will eventually build ourselves an Eregion Forge, or as it's now called, a Rivendell Forge. In fact, I'll build one back here. I'll build it now. Yeah, because right now, we won't get too badly assaulted by Dol Guldur. Oh, there's not enough. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing with this guy. Build the forge here then. And get some of our first units, the Bounders. Just a simple Hobbit unit, basically a copy-paste of the original Sheriffs from BFME 2, but a little bit more unique. And let's keep trying to expand. Let's just keep pushing out further. So the Bounders. Again, quite literally the exact same as the normal Sheriffs, except they need level 3 even to throw rocks. So currently they're just a basic melee infantry unit, because for those that remember, throwing stones is really good. The option to throw stones as your with the Sheriffs were very, very good. And even actually, I even once did a Doomstack army of nothing but Sheriffs. And I think I killed all of the Mordor heroes, even the Fell Beast Nazgul. That just shows you how insane they were. And we actually suffered 0 casualties. Yeah, really cheap, really good. And we've now also got our 2 Kish archers, which are your starting tier archers. I think that's just a visual glitch of 5.1. That's meant to show our arrow upgrade. Build one more orchard here. I don't think the goblin lair's back here. Yeah, we're just going to sit and defend for a bit, because Dol Guldur can't really harass. And as I mentioned before in the Dol Guldur overview, Age of the Ring is a lot more slow-paced. You start off very slow and you just slowly build your way up. We've also got our 3rd unit, the Bree-Land Townsguard. And I also mentioned the other day, well the other week, that Rivendell doesn't get any siege equipment. I was actually kind of lying. I completely forget that they have the battering ram here, but the AI never build them. They're not smart enough to upgrade to level 2 and think, okay, we'll build this battering ram from our barracks. Yeah, the only real form of siege equipment is the battering ram from the Bree-Landers encampment. In Edine mod, it's from the battering ram comes from the what's the word? The battering ram comes from oh god, they've already got them. Oh, and the builder's dead. Yeah, they've already got their insanely annoying, keep forgetting the name of them, light trappers. It's got slowed down by that power. Speaking of powers, it's going to get Teledan and Galad, which for those of you who don't know what that means, I really don't know either. All I know is it's a healing spell. It's what Elrond says during that little cutscene with Frodo being healed in Rivendell. Okay, we have money, so we're going to get for a sleepless malice, reflections of the nature of evil. So for those that don't know, the library building is where we get all our special culture upgrades. Basically, each one of those upgrades is a book. And this book is called A Sleepless Malice. And with it, a passionate appeal to watchfulness and warning against inertia in times of apparent peace, written by King Thranduil. So that's by, obviously, King Thranduil of the Wood Elves. And I think that's actually his ring as well. The ring that was on his finger in the movies. And this gives a few Noldring guards to all of our structures. So currently, as you can see, no real defense. When these level up, you also get no defense. So unless you pay the 800 here for a Sleepless Malice, then you don't get any defenses for your structures, which is very bad. We're also getting Reverence of Yavanna, documentation of various rites and song concerning the Valar Yavanna, collected and edited by the Lady Celebrian. So that's someone from, I believe, the First Age. I'm trying to remember. Celebrian isn't. I don't actually remember, but yeah, increases orchards production by 30%, which is why I made that video very corny, saying it's that it's the orchard spam, because all you do is build orchards. They're 100 resources cheaper than your than the elven smiths, the forgers. You only really need one to get the banner carriers and all your upgrades, because otherwise your upgrades are cheap enough as it is. They don't really give you enough of a debuff, and although you don't really want to build too many cavalry units, you don't really. It's actually really good to have that debuff, decrease in cost. And again, 100 less, and now they make 30% more money. Thanks to that little emblem over there. And later, they make us even more resources. So yeah, orchards are the way to go with Rivendell. It may seem weird, seeing that I used to always go for like the blacksmith building, but I must say, the more I've played of Vaes of the Ring, the more it's taught me that the first building is better because it's cheaper, and cheaper buildings are better in general. Who's attacking? They have Entwives. They have Entwives already. Okay, well, I'll make sure I kill those. What's the names? The seeds as well.
Not stopping till afternoon tea time.
Oh yep, those lovely swan feathered arrows. Okay, we need you to build us a Dunedain encampment so we can get everything we need.
Quick, fire!
Heal again. We should probably get a hero. Let's get a hero. Our first hero is Arwen. Let's say what for Gildor. Gildor's better. Arwen is a unique kind of hero, not to be used. Just not to be used in general, unless you can really micro her. Oh, Broken Rabble! Don't let them reach level 2. No, 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 no. Kill them all. Kill the acorn. Kill that acorn. Kill that acorn. Kill it, kill it, kill it. Why isn't it dying? Okay, gotta start getting Rivendell units now. Oh. See how much easier this was in the Dogwood Door video? We had no problem dealing with... No, kill the acorn, kill the acorn, kill the acorn. Please kill the acorn. I do not want to be dealing with that. Some more Bree-Landers. In fact, no, get Tukas archers. We need more archers, not infantry. We've got our infantry quota filled with the Rivendell units. And they're not really lasting as long as I thought they would. Ugh. Okay, Guildhall, go back. We're not winning this fight. We were losing by a massive margin. If it was only one unit of Rivendell unit, a single Rivendell unit, and Guildhall. Let's get some Dunedain Rangers and some Bree-Folk Townsguard, Bree-Land Townsguard even. Our starting unit pike, our starting pike tier units. And yeah, that's every. Obviously, there's also battering ram, and we will level this up because there are 2 heroes inside this building as well. Yep, they kind of stole from the Dime 3.8 build of putting heroes in other buildings. Because you can see here we have Fatty Bolger and Farmer Maggots from within the Bree-Land encampments, and from the Dunedain Gathering we can recruit Elladan and Elro here, but they are locked behind a power. The Sons of Elrond unlocks Elladan and Elro here from the Dunedain Gathering. But don't worry, these are only locked off by the levels of the building. And there's no special heroes in here, just the veterans of the Last Alliance, which are, oh, they are worth it. They are worth every single penny. Let's start getting the Wells of Celebrian. Oh, that's right, Celebrian was either... I don't want to say it wrong because I'm very fidgety about those things, but I'm fairly certain Celebrian is Aragorn's mother. Either that or she's I don't know, she's not Elrond's mother. No. Oh damn it, they keep using that ability, I don't see it. I'll summon our friends the Noldor Exiles, which for those who saw the BFME 2 Age of the Ring campaign will remember that in the 5th episode we had the Noldor Exiles we could recruit from our barracks. I think they were called Linden Spears there. But yeah, if you level them up, they just spawn an infinite amount of themselves. And then also it showed a little Restless Spirit, well Restless Dead even, from Dogwood Door, before Dogwood Door was even released. Now we want to get Farmer Maggot, but Fatty Bolger, not really worth it. He's just a stone-throwing hobbit. And we all know stone-throwing hobbits aren't the best, they're decent. But not really what you want for a hero. We might as well get him. Run, Fatty, run. You know, instead of run, Forest, run. And with a much catchier jingle. Oh, I'm terrible sometimes. Oh, they think they can build on my base now, do ya? Yeah, Fatty Bolger. Run, Fatty, run. Temporarily gains extra speed. So he's basically your scout hero, but he's locked behind a tier of another structure. So Arwen isn't actually your scout hero. You don't. The elves and Imladris don't have a scout hero slot as much as other factions. We also have fear, fire, foes. The horn call of Buckland is sounded, decreasing recruit times of all hobbit units. So you want to make some quick, cheap units to just surround your enemy, because apparently bounders are incredibly dangerous if left alone. I'm not joking. That is what I've seen with my own 2 eyes. If you can get them to surround an enemy structure, they can actually take it out faster than most other units. And then we have good old Farmer Maggot, who
Time for the harvest.
has his three hounds around him, Grip, Fang and Wolf. And at level 2 he gets Bam Furlong, summons a Farmer Maggot's farm for a short time. So remember that little building you had from a Farmer Maggot's farm from, again, episode 3 of the Evil campaign? Well, we get that now as well, as in Imladris, just whenever you want it. That's kind of cool. And we're making a lot of money again. That I like. Keep building more towers. Why did he keep summoning that spirit? I mean, not why, but how? When? Just every W available. Don't let that acorn live, heroes. Don't let that acorn live. What are they doing? Why? Leave me alone. Okay, I should be putting more into this. Aragorn, time for you to come out. Let's get some cavalry to defend our base. Make sure that acorn's destroyed before you leave. Is it gone? Good. Okay, let's go.
We've got to stick together.
All folk, great or small.
2 archers, some more Dunedain archers. I haven't even shown off the Dunedain yet. I'll get to that soon. Or the Noldor, but again, very, very different difficulty scaling compared to the last faction overview. Because Dol Guldur is actually a very aggressive nation, and oh, they're a pain in the arse. They are a pain in the arse to deal with. Probably get a second builder. Wait for Aragorn, then get the second builder.
Quite ready for adventure.
Their fate is sealed.
Oh, still got the forge. Okay, should probably get more other upgrades while I can.
Leave this place, creature.
Cutthroat archers ready for orders.
Let them die. Go on, Farmer Maggot. Oh, run. Run!
Dunedain will fight for you.
He dead. But Aragorn has arrived to take his place. Oh, that's Crimple. Okay, that explains why he died so quickly. Crimple is a beast. I didn't realise how much of a beast he was. I mean, I mentioned it a lot, that he was really strong. But I did not realise he was on that level. He is on a level of his own. So make you a different command group and send you out to take that signal point, because I keep forgetting about it. I should be destroying their font of corruption, but it's probably wedged deep in their base. Let's use the wisdom of the Eldar to have a full view of their base. Yeah, the font of corruption's right there. It's not, the font of corruption isn't classed to Dol Guldur as a resource building. It's classed as a recruitment building because of the units they can recruit from there. Oh, okay, more towers down here for protection. And let's get some more orchards planted.
We will protect the small ready of Ariador.
We tarry only momentarily.
Lies with the common.
Oh god damn it.
The journey
Stop
continues.
making so many entwives, it's so rude.
We know these parts.
My sword is pledged to
It's
Imladris.
almost tea time.
Make me hobbits. I can't because Farmer Maggot's being recruited.
They cannot win.
Oh, I messed up. What else can we get? Let's get healing for everyone. And build Farmer Maggot's farm right here. It lasts for a while. Makes, I think, 60 power points per tick. Not 60 power points, 60 resources per tick, which is really good. That is really, really good. Oh, those were jailers. Oh no. Oh no, I thought they were blighted trappers. Oh damn, that was a little bit scary. It's a good thing my cavalry's decent. Okay, we need to leave. Not getting anything done. We need some Townsguard, some Glazesmen. And now let's talk about the Dunedain Rangers. So we get 2 different kinds of Dunedain. Rangers and Outriders. Pretty simple, yes? Well, let's look at the Outriders first. They can get the Tengwar Inscribed Blades, which is the Forged Blades. They don't get heavy armor, but they can get the Captain upgrade, which is their banner carrier. And they can do extra damage, lose a bit of armor, and crit acceleration. So you want wedge formation when you're in combat.
My sword is pledged
But
to
I don't really need. You don't really want to use that with your rangers, or with the Dunedain, because they're not very. They're more efficient on the charge than they are in. Who? Why? You used hysteria on me. You used hysteria on me. Okay. Also at level 2, all Dunedain can get the woodscraft. Can use the woodscraft ability, which gives them a stealth,
is not lost. We cannot do it.
which is pretty good. Can't deny. A bit of stealth can't hurt. Anyway, Dunedain Rangers, these are unique because you can either just go for straight for the Swan Feather arrows upgrade, which makes them a devoted archer unit, or you can pay 100 to get a spear or a sword, which then allows them to get the Tengwar inscribed blades
Their fate is sealed.
instead of getting their arrow upgrade. So if you want to just go full Dunedain, you can, because they're not all archers. You can make pikemen to protect your infantry. You can build swordsmen to just go hand to hand. They are very proficient now. They're very versatile compared to what they were. And these Entwives are going to be annoying if I don't make sure to kill the acorns. Let's burn a well of Celebrian here. Keep the Outriders here as well.
Hope is not lost. The enemy is out
They
there.
cannot win.
Okay, retreat. That is a Spire of Sorcery. You do not want to mess with that. So I got the Elvish Medicine, a compendium, which is allows all Bree-Land and Dunedain units to have a self-heal, because all that Elven units have a self-heal once they reach level 2. I don't think it says it on there. No, oh yeah, allows to regain health outside of combat. But you need to pay an extra 1,000 to do that for your early tier units, which is worth it. Then we can get the Lay of Lathian. The classic story of a love between an elf maiden and a mortal man, translated into the common tongue by Bilbo Baggins, allows the Great Company to be purchased from the Dunedain Gathering and Anduril from the Rivendell Forge. So I didn't mention we could get the Great Company. Yeah, we get a lot of stuff is restricted for the elves. Farmer Maggot! Oh no, wait, what?
Calabrian's well has been completed.
That's just I don't get it. That's Farmer Maggot.
We're not as soft as you think. My lads will soon hear of
This is a new glitch I've never seen before. He's not taking any damage from poison, and he's just beating up a Spire of Sorcery. But he comes up as a bounder. That's a very, very interesting glitch. I wonder if that's happened to anyone else before. Probably not. Anyway, I'm diverging. So we could soon get the Grey Company. Yep, they're restricted to only 1, because obviously the Grey Company was Aragorn's personal bodyguard during the Return of the King book. I say Return of the King's book because they're not actually present in the movies.
Their fate is sealed.
Woochoo! Is it another Entwife?
Cannot win. Leave
Maybe.
this place, creature.
Maybe. Where's the Entwife? Oh no, is it just healing? It could have just been healing. But yeah, it seems like the Swan Feathered Arrows upgrade. See, it looks like that there, and it looks more clearly like this and the barret in the forge. But for some reason, just on some units in general, it comes up as the Banner Carrier upgrade, which is very odd. Oh, we fixed him. We fixed him. We fixed him. We fixed him. Get Tengwar inscribed blades. Massive melee bonus. Yeah, it only costs 300. You can reduce that by up to what, 30%, 25%. That's
Your last. Battle is over.
that's 75. You're saving 75 by paying an extra 100 for every single forge, compared to an orchard, which also makes 30% more money per tick. I'm gonna get Sons of Elrond now, just so I can make sure I show off everything and everyone. Then we get, also because we have this, a practical application of Feanorian smithing. For those who don't know, Feanor was the first real smithing lord of the Noldor. This exhaustive treatise on Naodline smithing techniques was authored by Celebrimbor. Because yeah, Celebrimbor was Feanor's grandson?
Hunt down the servants of the enemy.
Yeah, grandson. One of the sons of... Wait. Am I getting my lore mixed up? One of the sons of Feanor... No, it's not sons of Feanor. One of the sons of Fingolfin. Yeah, he's his great nephew, I think. I don't think the sons of Feanor ever actually wed someone. So yeah, it would make sense that yeah, okay, whatever. But yeah, Celebrimbor was the second greatest smith to ever live. Well, among the elves. The dwarves, such as Telkar, kind of just throw that equivalent out of the water. Yep, we now got Eladan and Eldo here, which I must say, although they count as two heroes, they kind of just act as one. But unlike in the Adine mod, they've split them off into two characters because they have some uniqueness between them. Each of them having a special ability at level 3. But other than that, they are pretty much the same. They offer a bonus. They offer an upgrade that benefits them, each other and units around them. Specifically, Dunedain, I believe, since of course they're some of the warriors that have joined Aragorn and the Grey Company. Speaking of the Grey Company, here they are. So unlike with the normal Dunedain, you don't have to choose whether to go bows or swords because they get swords. And well, to get switched between spears and bows. I prefer them in their bow form so they don't die. Then you also have an ability, Grim Resolve. Nearby enemies lose 10% armor and damage and have reduced fear resistance. So some fear abilities won't affect your units. Some of them will. But you also get Silent Defenders at level 3. Aragorn, Halbrand, and the Sons of Elrond. So obviously all the Dunedain related heroes. Let's go back to that. Passively gain 25% damage when around the Grey Company, and when activated, nearby hobbits, Bree-Landers, and hobbit heroes recruited from the encampment gain armor, while Dunedain units gain damage for a short time. So yeah, you get the armor is to symbolise that they're protecting the hobbits, and obviously they're giving extra damage to the Dunedain because they're leading by example. So yeah, it makes sense. Don't question it. It makes sense. Let's have a quick look at our Bree folk. They have pretty standard divide and conquer-ish design, green and brown, the symbol Bree-Land. However, they do get the armor of the Barrows when they reach level 3, which gives them their armor boost. So the only units that actually need to use your Naodline armors are the elves. So if you ever want to go for a non-elven campaign, well not campaign, but skirmish game, don't need to bother with Naodline armor, just get your feather arrows and your inscribed blades. That's all you need. Take it from me, the more you know. How are they doing so much damage? Are there Ravagers in there? Oh, Harvesters of Shadow. Oh no. I didn't give these guys enough credit. They are actually really powerful. For those I've seen Rude Devil's most recent video, these guys are monsters. We get many strong units, which are restricted by quantity. So do Dol Guldur. Both of these factions have very, very powerful and unique elites. For us, it's our Grey Company, which is locked behind a book, and then we have the Noldor and the Veterans of the Last Alliance, which are half of them are locked behind here. Reflections upon the Battle of Dagorlad, a collection of writings on the Battle of Dagorlad, timelines, battle plans, and poetry gathered by Valendil, son of Isildur, allows for an additional battalion of Veterans of the Last Alliance to be recruited from the dormitory. Sauron's fall came at great cost, with Gil-galad slain, many elven veterans chose to linger in Rivendell, house of their late king's herald.
The Northern Kingdom was destroyed.
Yeah, just a nice bit of lore for you. Because what's Rivendell about? A little bit of storytelling, eh? We just need good old Bilbo Baggins. But no, we don't get Bilbo. We get Frodo as a ring hero. To be fair, we should get a Bilbo as well.
We are the remnants of Arnor.
I think they should. I think the dwarves should. Yeah, we should get Bilbo as well as the dwarves. But it kind of makes sense that because this is the Third Age timeline, that the we do get the elves of. Whoa! They just sniped an Entwife. Okay. Bravo! You have my respect. Now we have 7,000. Let's get Glorfindel and no. Let's get Arwen, Glorfindel, and then Elrond. Because Elrond is. I think Elrond is the least changed of the heroes, but he is still the most powerful by far. Glorfindel has gone up a lot because he's gotten some new unique powers, but other than that, he has had no real change. He's still the horse riding badass, and our only cavalry hero I like to mention. That's right. This Aragorn is just a ranger, not the king. He's a simple man from a simpler time. Oh, you horse's arse. At least they can't paralyze heroes, eh?
You should never have come here. Die, beast.
Yeah, we'll talk more about what I'm doing with Eladon and Elra here soon, but I want to make sure I get through all the units first. To make sure we get enough of each. What's up, Arwen? We'll talk about you soon as well. For now, you go on the command group 3 because you are not a fighter, as I've already mentioned. Look at her. She has no sword in hand. This is the way Arwen should have been portrayed in not Divide and Conquer, in Battle for Middle Earth. But obviously, having a passive hero isn't exactly something a beginner would understand, would be able to use efficiently. Right, both my builders dead. No, I'm building Wells of Celebrian for that infantry reduction cost reduction. Infantry cost reduction. There we go. I can English. Shut up. Let's build some more battle towers to fill in the gaps in our defense. And now let us talk about the elven units. We'll leave the veterans for last because they are they're so cool. Oh, that's a Sinafra. Let's start off with the Rivendell Glavesman. Our spear, well, technically Naginata style weapon, wielding warriors, very, very powerful. Not to be underestimated because they are badass. Every elven unit is badass because you also get the ability Song of Finwë. The seasoned warriors sing a song of past victories. Rivendell Glavesmen temporarily gain armor. I believe this is unique for each respective unit. But I might be wrong on that. I think it could be the same for each. I could be wrong, I could be right, I don't know. But let's now talk about the Rivendell Guardsmen, who are our technically our glaive wielding units, which is why I always get the names mixed up. I think they're the Glavesmen and they're the Guardsmen. But no, it's the way around for some reason. And Fallen Maggot's dead again. Good thing he costs nearly nothing and he makes his money back. One of the only heroes I can say that makes their money back. Only one being Bill Fernie from the Dying mod. Other than that, no heroes make actual money.
There is yet time for joy and laughter.
So yep, exactly the same. And yet, their Song of Finwë does give them damage. I was right. I was right. I was right. These give armor and this gives attack. So you want a more aggressive themed unit, a defensive themed unit, you know which ones to go for. Then we have our archers, which gives us temporarily increased attack speed. In fact, in 4.0, when Rivendell came out, I believe it might have been all the same, where it was all just damage. But now they've made it so the Song of Finwë for the Guardsmen is extra damage, the Glavesmen is extra armor, and for the archers is extra fire rate. And then the Swan Feathered Arrows gives them extra magic damage. So, you know, Balrogs, watch out. You're not getting through us. Then our last unit, other than the veterans, are the Knights of Rivendell, which are a mismatch between the original Knights of Rivendell and the Linden Bowmen. That's right, Rohirrim are not the only sword and bow cavalry anymore. We've got some new ones in town. And they paralysed me again.
They cannot win. Scatter them.
Summon some more for me. fire, fear, foes. I did it all wrong. I don't care. I'll have a look at you soon. I'm going to want to save some command points. We'll probably just get some things killed. Don't burn any of that yet because I want to make sure I explain everything this time before I get the upgrades. Because Rivendell doesn't get many upgrades. They get, yeah, they get the banners, an extra units, which I'm not going to talk about yet because I think fairly certain we've seen them in the last video. But I just like to talk about them on their own because they are, oh, they're so fun. Because in the end, Dol Guldur is a faction of destruction and corruption, but the elves of Imladris and just the hobbits in general are peaceful people. They want to live in peace. We're seeing from Maggot making a farm, Fatty Bolger not being able to do much other than run around as a scout hero, kind of, and our units not being able to be fully armoured. Yeah, Arwen, what are you doing? You should not be there. Did we get our cavalry yet? No, we reached our command limit. Damn it. You're gonna go away soon. You're not the problem. Okay, we've got bounders. We need to get rid of them. Bounders, learn your boundaries. That's terrible. Let's get Elrond. Okay, so while we're waiting for the cavalry, let us show off the veterans of the Last Alliance, as I keep wanting to call them. They can switch between their sword and bows, like most elite troops can, especially the troops of Rivendell. They then get veterans of many wars. The veterans have fought many battles and witnessed great triumphs and tragic defeats, and are learned in the art of war. Nearby allied troops gain additional 25% experience, which I think stacks on themselves if you get both units. So yeah, try and get both units, because these guys, let's show you how good they are. At level 1, they have 2,000 health. Farmer Maggot, a level 10 hero, has 815 health. Eladon, a level 4 hero, has 2,200 health. So a single veteran of the Last Alliance is as healthy at level 1 as Eladon is probably at level 1, if not even more so. These veterans are near unkillable machines, and they get 3 special powers. That's right, they don't stop there. Let's make sure these guys get fully upgraded. I don't like to leave an unupgraded. Make sure you got upgraded as well. Where's the veterans? There are they. There they are. So, at level 1, they can use the Siege of Eregion ability. The veterans were there during Sauron's attack on the northern realm of Eregion. The battalion is temporarily immune to knockback, trample, and fear. So, if you just want to hold your ground, yeah, you can do that. You get a beautiful aura. Some epic music plays in the background, of course, because why wouldn't it? Let's get the Hall of Fire. I wouldn't want to show off Bombadil, but he is known to break my game, so I don't want to risk it yet. I might risk it at the very end if we get to that point, but let's not risk it yet. At level 3, we could then activate, instead of the Siege of Eregion, the War of the Last Alliance. The veterans were there during the Battle of Dagor Lad and the final Siege of Baladur. Nearby Dunedain and Bree-Landers temporarily gain armor for a short time, while nearby elves gain damage for a short time. So that's exactly the same as the ability that the what's their names get, the Grey Company gets, except it's more set towards your elite troops. So it's better in a way. It is a better buff than the Grey Company buff. And then finally, the fall even of Angmar. At level 5, the veterans fought alongside Glorfindel in the decisive battle against the Lord of Angmar. Melee attacks temporarily deal area of effect damage and additional damage versus structures. Range damage speed is increased. So if you just want a quick attack speed boost, like the Song of Finwë that the normal archers get, you can use that. But you want to switch them to sword mode and then use Fall of Angmar. That is how you bring it down a fortress from 100% health to 50% health before the ability wears off. Do not test me, I have tested this. It is ridiculous how good it is. It is actually ridiculous. So, last units to show off. Slightly better version of our normal cavalry. As I mentioned, they can switch between their spears and bows. Lovely armor already on. And of course they can use the Song of Finway. But instead of armor, damage or speed, in firing speed, they get Rivendell Knights temporarily gain reduced trample deceleration. So they trample even further, even faster, even stronger, even better. I did the song wrong, but I wasn't trying for the song anyway.
I'll be back home by sundown.
Oh my god, I'm killing my own units because of the hysteria. No, stop it. Not all veterans getting hysteria is OP. Stop it. My units are dying. Okay, time to start going over heroes. Because, oh boy, we have a lot to go through. I've already gone through Fatty Bolger and Homer Maggot because they're pseudo heroes. They're not fully classed. They're not fully fledged heroes because their abilities are very scout hero-ish. But they do play a role in just cheap fodder heroes that don't really boost your infantry, but you do get them faster and you can pay for them. That's 100 from this each tick. That's paying almost all of Farmer Maggot's return costs. And oh yeah, by the way, you can just go, hey ho, to the water I go, to the heal my heart and drown my woe. Rain may fall and wind may blur, many miles be still to go, but under a tall tree I will lie and let the clouds go sailing by. Got a bunch of dancing hobbits that do Tom Bombadil's dance. I'm just gonna let this continue. You can't claim me copyright. Just you try. Just you try. So yeah, Farmer Maggot and Fatty Bolger, not much to them. Very simple heroes. The fact you need to get a level 2 and then level 3 Shire barracks isn't that bad, because you will get the barracks upgrades relatively quickly anyway because they're cheap, and I'm not gonna lie, getting Farmer Maggot is worth the 600 to pay for the upgrades. It is worth every single penny. It is worth every single penny. So before we continue, let's hit some of a few command points. Bree-Land units, you're gone. You're fired. You're sacked. Off you pop. So I want my better units. Ah, the Harbingers. No, I can't stop them. Oh, they really pushed through and destroyed my orchards. Oh crap, I forgot to mention what Anduril does. I bought it, didn't I? Yeah. Basically, Anduril just gives Aragorn a buff, and he gives him an upgrade to his powers. Without it, you can't get Aragorn at its full strength. So a lot of things are locked off in layers. But anyway, let's continue with the heroes for now. So Arwen, Undolmiel. You might notice she doesn't level up. Well, she acts a lot like Denethor for Gondor. For those that have seen Denethor and Gondor, I'll go over it again eventually. We have to, and like Roark, you have to pay for her upgrades. The more expensive, and she also becomes more expensive to level up. But the upgrades are worth it because she gets a special power with each upgrade. So first at level 1, all allied heroes gain armor around her. Then allied heroes gain experience faster. Then at level 6, allied heroes gain even more armor. I don't think that stacks, by the way. I think that's just a 66 armor boost, not a 99% armor boost. And then at level 10, the radius of Arwen's leadership is greatly increased, and also passively grants Arwen a high percentage of range damage avoidance and increases armor per level. So it basically just makes her very unkillable, unless you walk up to her and kill her, because her buffs are evil. First one, Image of Luthien. Target units and heroes become invisible and receive a speed increase. So exactly like Haldir from your Dine mod. Then she gets the Blessing of Tinuviel, which is a like Galadriel, a area of effect stun, where she says go to sleep. I love it. Hand on my heart, I love it. Glorfindel, you're not dying today. I've got it. Going to be talking about you eventually. And then finally, her last ability, the power of the Even Star. Allied units within the radius temporarily gain fear immunity and get healed when they deal damage. Do you not realise how powerful that is? You heal when you deal damage. Let that sink in for a second. If a Naodline veteran does, let's say, 100 damage per tick, and that healing is 25% of the damage you deal, that's 25 health per hit. Use the AoE from Fall of Angmar with your swords. So you're doing even more damage, even more healing. Those units just become invincible. You literally have invincible units with the Veterans of the Last Alliance. Also, they're immune to fear. That doesn't mention it, but also this just kind of puts it onto units that don't have a normal fear immunity. So like with the elves of the Naodline mod, the elves of Imladris are very focused on healing and protection. No, don't kill the doggos. How dare you.
I will meet you there.
Anyway, next will be Gildor Inglorian. As I mentioned in the beginning, I picked him first because he gives buffs to Bree-Landers and Hobbit units. Oh no, it's Hobbits. No, it's just Hobbits. Hobbits near Gildor gain damage and armor. So that's why we had so many Bounders still alive, because they had increased buffs. Then we get the Wandering Companies, which we've used several times already. Summons units of Naodline exiles. At level 3 it gives them 1. At level 8 you get 3. And each of these have the ability called the Song of Elbereth, which gives these friendly units temporarily gain immunity to fear and a bit of frame rate issues. But a very lovely blue aura. Oh, those are frame rate issues right there. And finally, at level 6, he gets the light. Oh no, level 5, the light of Telperion, which is his little lantern.
Telperion, keep us safe.
It's kind of mentioned a lot in like his image, but it's never actually talked about much. That he has this special lantern that wards his enemies away, makes them all flee in terror. So exactly, it's a file of Galadriel for your second worst hero, which isn't bad. Oh, Arwen, no, you should be running away, girl. Girl, you should be running. And I caused my game a lot of problems doing that. Yeah, I should have thought that through a bit more. But yeah, Gildor, he's worth it in the beginning. He's a decent hero, but if you don't level him up, if he dies and he's only around level 3, 4, 5, don't bring him back. Because by the time he comes back, his buff isn't going to affect any hobbits, because no hobbits will be around. Getting only 1 unit out of Naodline exiles isn't worth it. If he dies again, then you're wasting even more money and time trying to get those extra Naodline exiles, which are on par with unupgraded Rivendell Guardsmen, which is good. It's good. Don't deny me. Don't deny it. It's very good. But to pay even more money for it, you might as well just get the Guardsmen. You might as well just get the Guardsmen because it's cheaper, it's faster, it's more efficient. It costs more command points, but it's more efficient, so that doesn't matter. Next we have the Smiling Ranger Halbarad, which, like the Grey Company before him, he can toggle his weapon between a spear and a bow. He also has Aragorn's face on unerring loyalty. Oh, there we go. There's a frame rate back. Where was I? Unerring loyalty. Aragorn gains experience faster when near Halbarad, and so yeah, Aragorn normally a very difficult hero to build up, but with this, so much faster. It's good to have Halbarad around with Aragorn. Have them either both on bow form or sword form. Don't have them separated, because then it's kind of useless, like I've been doing. Not Aragorn yet. Then we get Perseverance. Nearby Dunedain gain armor and resistance to knockback. So you don't want to build pikemen, you just want to have bowmen. You can do that. It's more resistant to knockback. Then you get the Muster of Dunedain. Target Dunedain gathering gains unit production speed increase. So basically another Fatty Bolger ability. But you have to be near the building. Oh no, you don't. Oh no, that's Perseverance. Perseverance. Is that what it's meant to be? Perseverance? It's Perseverance. Mother. Okay. Muster of Dunedain has to be on a selected building which you have to be near to use. But then, yeah, you can build them a little bit faster.
I am yours to command.
And then finally get the Banner of Arwen, which is the Banner of Elendil remade. Halbrand unfurls the banner wrought by Arwen Undomiel. For 10 seconds, allied heroes and units in a large radius gain damage and experience. Enemy units and heroes lose damage, experience, and have reduced fear resistance. And for the remaining duration, allied units and heroes in a large radius gain a massive boost of experience, and enemy troops and heroes have reduced fear resistance and experience gain. So he's basically the original OP Elven Wood, but also affects heroes. Yeah, that's something you don't want to mess with. That's something you really do not want to mess with. Halbrand is a good hero, but, and this is a big but, you need to invest time in the Dunedain in his early levels, because otherwise he's just like Gildor. You get him, he's good if you level him up and you keep him alive, but if you don't, he stays behind, he doesn't get any experience, he just kind of dies, then he's useless, you're wasting it, your resources on him. So Halbrand and Gildor are both glass cannons. You need to be, well, not glass cannons, but they're very risky players. You have to use them enough that they get the experience they need, but you also need to make sure you don't let them die, and you have to make sure they fight enough. It's a very risky way to play, but it can really pull off well, because heroes in Age of the Ring don't cost command points. They're not. You don't need to worry about, oh, I could have got this unit instead and this would have been so much better. No, heroes are all free command points. So they're all good no matter when or why. The only thing is, are they worth the resources? So before we go on to Aragorn, let's talk to the Sons of Elrond, which we've had for a while now. Both of them have the ability called Gwynin. Yeah, Gwynin. When near his brother, Elladan gains damage and armor. 100%. Yeah, exactly the same. Stacks with buffs and spells. If Elro here dies while Elladan is on the field, Elladan gains a temporary damage boost increase, but also loses 150% of his armor. So yeah, it's been said many times that Elladan and Elro here, wherever one decided, the other would go with on it. And if either were to perish, then the other would not be able to live without them. It's that very deep, passionate, twin brotherly love. That isn't really mentioned anywhere else in Tolkien's mythology, but it makes them really unique. But they also have another unique ability, which only really works for against orc nations, called Hatred of Orcs. Elladan and Elro here deal 30% extra damage to all orcs. So Krimpol, Gothmog, those are probably the only. Oh, Gorbag and Shagrat. Those are the only real representations where having that bonus is really good, because otherwise they insta-kill. I mean, Orc Ravagers, Tomb Guards, Black Aurochs, Morannon Orcs, not Morannon Orcs, Minas Morgul Orcs. Those are the only 4 units that are worth thinking of them for. Oh, and also I've got to mention dual sword wielding, one sword wielding. They are not Legolas doppelgangers. They are actually a bit more unique than that. No, are they both dual sword wielding? No, one sword. They use the same animations, but one uses one sword, one uses 2. Quite cool, I must say, quite cool. And then finally, they have 2 different abilities for their last ones. The Swift Strikes gains attack speed but loses armor. So very quick. If you want to destroy a structure or focus on a hero quickly that you know you'll be able to survive, then use that. Otherwise, it's just there. It's cool, but not really important. And then Elladan gets the Bright Blade. Elladan knocks back and pins target hero. Normal units are knocked back and damaged. So again, another cool ability. Elladan and Elro here, I'd say, are your hero killers. The fact they get the extra bonus against orcs isn't important. Obviously, yes, you want to. If you're playing against them, it's a worry. You're playing with them, not so much. It's not so much of an important thing to focus an orc hero, because either way, these guys are they are evil to try and stop. They are very, very, very powerful. Okay, all the middle tier heroes have been done with. Let's talk about Aragorn, our first elite, really good hero. First ability, toggles between his sword and his bow, obviously. And as you can see, his sword has got one upgrade. Otherwise, it would be a slightly less cool version of his sword, which has been a long sword from the first few movies. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Halbarad. Okay, I've already talked about him, so it's fine. Still got my cavalry. I wonder how that's I've managed to keep them alive. Anyway, Aragorn. Second ability, King's Foil. Take some rest. Because Aragorn will always have King's Foil. A game where Aragorn does not have King's Foil is not a game I want to play. Let's just put it that way. So now we have Chieftain of the Dunedain. Nearby Dunedain gain increased attack damage and become immune to fear. So again, focusing on your middle tier units, but that doesn't make him a middle tier hero. Still makes him an elite tier hero because of his other abilities. Mainly, when he reaches level 9, this ability becomes Isildur's Heir, which requires the Anvil upgrade, which is why I got the Anvil upgrade. Nearby Dunedain gain attack speed, attack damage even, become immune to fear. So exactly the same ability, but when activated, all nearby units gain damage and armor and immunity to fear. And that is what changes him from a meh, kind of on the very top of the middle tier, to at the bottom of the elite tier. Then he has Master Tracker. Aragorn and nearby allies gain extra speed, and when using his bow, Aragorn temporarily gains vision range and range. But that's a active ability. Obviously, that's better with his bow, but about 80% of the time you want him on his sword because he is a beast in combat, as he always has been. And he is even more now with A Fire Shall Be Woken, which is his Blade Master, now at level 6. Gives increased damage, armor, and wields a torch. While the ability is active, nearby heroes gain armor. So it's not just Blade Master anymore. It's a hero boost. He buffs heroes as well. Aragorn is that perfect all-round hero that just does so well in every situation. And he only costs 2,000. This OP mofo costs only 2,000 with an AoE melee attack, might I add. A very beastly ranged attack, and he's currently only level 6. He's still got more power to unlock. I mean, he only really has Isildur's Heir left to unlock. But the reason he's not the same as his other form in Gondor, or the new Gondor form, which is in a power, is because obviously this is his depiction as the Ranger. He's not the king yet. He knows himself as Isildur's Heir, but he has not reclaimed his title. He is still only the heir to the throne. He has yet to reclaim the throne. And now we have our middle tier elite unit hero. Used to be the one of the, not worst, but one of the lower tier heroes of the original elves of BFME 2 Vanilla, the Glorfindel. Same first ability, can mount Asphalot. Then revealed in Wrath. I mean, I can't really show this guy off in the what's the word? The BFME 2 campaign. But we might as well talk about him even more. Revealed in Wrath gains increased damage, and also as a modifier type, Glorfindel causes fear to nearby enemies and Nazgul, because for those that don't know, Glorfindel scares the shit out of all Nazgul, except for when they're all joined together by the Witch King. Only then does Glorfindel not scare the shit out of all the Nazgul. Because let's face it, Glorfindel is a beast. He killed a Balrog, died, came back to life. Not everyone can say they did that. Except for Gandalf. Then we have the Light of Aman. Target units gain experience. So your first hero that is able to give your units dedicated like that experience. Which you may think, yeah, that's okay, but does that really make him better than Aragorn? Yes. Have you seen the Noldor veterans? Have you seen how hard it is for them to level up? It is so essential to get your units leveled up, and Glorfindel does that 5 times better than Theoden could in original BFME 2 Vanilla. No joke. And then finally, at level 10, the Slayer of Demons. Blasts back enemies in a wide radius surrounding Glorfindel, and his melee attacks pin enemy heroes for a short time. His melee attack becomes a cripple shot for a very short duration, but doing it over and over and over again. No one is escaping him. Also, a mini word of power. A mini word of power. How can you say that is not busted in the slightest? Tell me now how that is not overpowered. Tell me now and I will rebuke you. Oh, I love the new Glorfindel. Before I only built him because he was the elf in silver armor, but now he is actually worth getting. But he is expensive. He is 3,500, something around there. A little less than Elrond, who costs 4,000, by the way. So you must wonder, what is this guy who used to wear pajamas or his Second Age armor, now wearing his full attire of red from the Hobbit movie? So I'm getting a bit of gas built up. My throat's going to be dying soon. Well, he starts at level 5, same as Glorfindel, and he gets the Lord of Rivendell ability to start off with. Allies near Glorfindel earn experience faster, which you may think, yeah, that's okay. But again, coming back to the Veterans of the Last Alliance, coming to your elite units, the Rivendell Guardsmen, if my other units stop moving, 630 health. That's almost as much as a fatty Bolger at level 8. And these are at full level 5. They can't get any better. Then he gets at level 3, so go with the elves. Elrond temporarily deals splash damage and knockback damage. So he knocks back his enemies, and he does AoE damage. So for a time, he's slightly better than Aragorn in combat. But yeah, does that really make him better than Aragorn? Yes. Having it even for a little bit is better than not at all. And then the Herald of Gil-galad. Elrond equips his heavy armor once he reaches level 6. I didn't actually show him off without his armor because he's now level 6. But he does actually start in robes. He doesn't start in this cool-ass armor, but you can't deny. God damn, is he beautiful. And this gives him armor and resistance to knockback. Then we have the last homely house, his heal. Heals nearby allies and fully refreshes their special ability timers. And then finally we have the Ring of Air Vilya. Creates a circular sanctuary in which all allied units gain armor, stealth, and immune to fear and terror while in the area. And he gets a active debuff. Nearby allied enemy units suffer damage and armor reduction and nullifies enemy leaderships. So imagine all those immunity to fear abilities that the enemy heroes normally give. Nope, not anymore. I'm gonna get rid of one of these so we can get our new units. So yeah, Elrond and Glorfindel are very close in power. Glorfindel is obviously more of a the killer, but there's level 7 ability of Elrond's. This is why he is the Lord. This is why he is above everyone else, because he can refresh everyone's powers. What makes them stronger? Summon more units. Even longer killing time with Aragorn. More killing time with Eladon and Elro here. Arwen gives her abilities back. Glorfindel can knock everyone back and pin everyone down again. Second Farmer Maggot's farm. Second Banner of Arwen. You literally have all your amazing powers doubled. Only one other character can do that currently, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And that is the Mouth of Sauron. And that's with heroes that are, in honesty, terrible. Nowhere near on par to the strength of Rivendel's units. Not even close. And I'm getting attacked by Entwives and I've lost all my buildings. I've only just noticed and I'm really pissed off. But we have money, so I don't care. Okay, so let's now go over the fortress upgrades. We can get the Banners of Gil-galad, which makes all heroes cost less, recruit time less, and builders cost less. Yep. Song and Merriment enables the recruitment of Rivendell Revelers. Talk about more of them soon. Wardens of Imladris. Adds magical damage to the fortress and all attached towers. We can make the towers, ballista, a wall hub, or the floodgate. So yeah, we got a special ballista like the Isengard ballista. Nothing too special there. Other than obviously, you know, it being a siege weapon defense, which normally the elves would have an ent for, but that's Lorien, not what's his name, Imladris. Forgot to mention, you can actually spend 150 to get some Dunedain sentries, which are pointless because the Sleeper's Malice is so much better. Next, we get the Girdle of Imladris, which is a protective aura around the fortress, which is just more armor. It's 1,000 for more armor. Simple as that. And then finally, you get the White Council Observatory, which is what these three powers do. That's right. Isengard lost their ability to do Lightning Strike, and it's been given to Imladris. You also have ability that increases production speed of elven units. So you've got increased production speed for your hobbits with Fatty Bolger. You have extra recruitment speed for your Dunedain with Halbarad. And from your fortress, you can actually increase the speed of your elven recruitment, which in the late game is absurd. It's so good. It is so good. And then finally, you get to summon an eagle, because why not? You don't get to keep the eagle. It's only temporary, but still, even a temporary eagle is better than a no eagle at all. And that's an ent wife. That is now dead. Those are Ravagers, aren't they? Ravagers or... No, they're those guys, of course. Yeah, if I was paying more attention, I would have killed the enemy by now. I wouldn't have wasted so much time. I wouldn't have wasted so much time trying to do this, because then I wouldn't need Harbinger spams. Build 2 battering rams, so I have them. And now let's build some Rivendell Revelers. Each costs 30 command points and 500 to cost normally. Obviously, because I've made the Wells of Celebrian, they cost a little less. You can get a total of 5. And these units are a mix between your siege, long-range siege equipment and another boost to your orchards. 3 different boosts. 3 different ways to improve the production speed, production of your orchards. I'm fairly certain you can get the orchards to the point where they make 100 per tick. Because right now, what's that making? I couldn't see it because it's very greyed out. I picked the wrong colour.
It ain't hard.
At level 1, that's 15. I guess around 100-ish. Make sure Arwen's far behind. We've now got 2 battering rams. And they're just that, battering rams. Same as every other faction, don't do anything for them. Revelers come out immediately at level 3, and our storytellers. I'm going to build 1 more, but then we'll want to get the upgrade for the fortress. So they have another passive. So they have 1 passive, which is increased experience or gain of friendly units. So again, even more increase in experience. And passively decreases the cooldowns of the Hall of Fire's vivid retellings by 10%, and that stacks. So that you can make this ability come back 50% faster, which I'm not going to talk about yet. That's coming up soon. Then you get Stay a While and Listen. Passively decreases the speed and attack damage of enemy units in a wide radius. Because if you haven't noticed, they've got loots. That's right. Elves are actually playing music while fighting back. These guys are so cool. I love them so much. They are one of my favourite units. And you can tell their ability is in effect because you've got the nice little musical notes surrounding them. Oh, even they stay a while and listen. Their first ability, I knew Lindale. When cast on an orchard, temporary increases resource production by 50%! In total, that is 30%, plus 50%, that's 80%. Plus 30% from Blessing of Olmo. 110% increase. It doesn't stack, I don't believe. But yeah, you get my point. And it doesn't have a range. Yeah, really good power, this. Really good. And then you also get the Akalabeth. Revelers come can target units to decrease their speed by 55% to 25%, and buildings decrease their armor. Deal significant damage over time to structures. So it reduces the armor of buildings and damages them. We've already destroyed most of their base. Let's make it a little bit faster. Although it's not the longest range for a Calabeth, it is still a pretty good range. But yeah, that's pretty much everything to show about Imladris. You can see the nice little water aura around it. Look at that damage. Look at that damage. That's passive just from the Revelers. Not even battering rams hitting them yet. So before we end it, let's talk about powers. I always like to leave these last, even though I should probably do them first. Farsight, I've already talked about. Now Wisdom of the Eldar gives additional speed as well as a Vision of the Palantir effect. Tolodan Nangalad, a heal. Tangado Hide, damage and armor. And then you get Remnant of the Old Kingdom, which is your Elven Wood. Gives your units damage and armor and immune to fear and terror. Then you get the Many Meetings. Randomly summon 3 battalions from across Middle-earth. Only good factions, but you can get not Rivendell units. You can get Lorien units, Mirkwood units, Dwarven units. I mean Dwarven units. So you can get Dwarves of Erebor or the Travellers from Ered Luin. You can get Rohan units, Gondor units. I've run out of names. Yeah, that's everything. Mirkwood, Lorien, Gondor, Rohan, and the Dwarves of Erebor / Ered Luin. Obviously, Sons of Elrond allows you to get Elladan and Elro here. The Breath of Manwë summons a destructive tornado onto the battlefield, which cannot move anymore. There's originally Elrond's level 10 ability, for those that remember. Now it's a power for 10 points. But it's a standstill power, but it's still really good. It's a very aggressive power. You want it. It's why it's held back by Tangado Hide. Then we can summon the Grey Pilgrim, Gandalf the Grey, who has You Shall Not Pass, which is the word of power with no damage, but a massive knockback, which is really good for destructing enemy forces. Blessing of Ulmo, which is your map, the weather effects. Now we have the Hall of Fire. Allies near the Hall of Fire heal, gain armor and experience, and become immune to fear and terror. Revelers power up the recharge timers. And the Hall of Fire can call forth vivid images of the past that inspire fear and deal damage to enemy units. We're going to go into what that means soon. We also get the Ratrath the Bruinen and Com Meridol, which is for Tom Bombadil. You may think, Tom Bombadil for 25 points? That must be ridiculous. He's okay. I rate him just good enough as a tier 4 power. Not the best, but good enough. Let's build the Hall of Fire and show you what it means by the 4 vivid retellings. The Last High King summons Gil-galad. You have the Son of Doom. Summon Turambar. The Challenger of Morgoth. Summon Fingolfin. And then finally the Smith of Regin. Summon Celebrimbor. We're going to summon Gil-galad. Now this isn't actually summoning a hero like the real hero alive. It's creating a vivid dream. The story coming to life. And it comes in the form of Gil-galad. They're all the same. Oh, it sets them on fire. Oh, ho, ho. Retelling terrifies nearby enemy units and deals fire damage to enemies near them. Ho, ho. Okay. Imladris has a slight power boost against Entwives now. I like a lot. It sets them on fire. Well done. And then finally, let's finish it off. And that is Imladris. I hope you guys have all enjoyed, because I've enjoyed doing this as always. My throat is nearly dead, so I'm going to take a bit of a break and record some more tomorrow. I'm going to keep doing a bit more Age of the Ring. Make sure I do the rest of the overviews, which I think is left now is really just Rohan. I've kind of already done every other faction in one way or another in the past. So I hope you've all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Ta-ta for now.